These are the dumplings I'm having for lunch today. This morning, the meat, vegetables, and seasonings were still sitting at different stalls in the market. My name is KK. I am 35 and I live in China. I want to show you the China I see every day. The parts that do not always make the news, but shape ordinary life here. Here, you can order almost anything on your phone. Coffee, medicine, fruit, groceries, most of it can come to your door. But every morning, around 7 or 8, the market near my home is still busy. So today, I want to show you why people still come here. Some of these places may not show up in the China you see in the news, but this is a very normal part of life for many people here. I take my electric scooter out from the garage downstairs. A few minutes later, I am at the market. Because it is close to home, I do not need to plan my grocery shopping too far ahead. If I want dumplings today, I can come here and buy a little meat, some vegetables, and whatever else I need. Tomorrow, I can come back and buy something different. I do not need to buy food for a whole week. I do not need to fill my fridge with too much food either. Inside, there are no long rows of matching shelves and no single checkout counter. The market is made of many small stalls standing next to each other. One person sells vegetables. Another sells fruit. Someone else sells pork, spices, or cooked food. Each seller usually knows one thing well. That is why shopping here is a little slower, but it is also more flexible. For example, when I buy meat, I can point to a piece and ask for something leaner or fattier. The seller cuts it, weighs it, and tells me the price. I can buy only enough for one meal. Prices change from day to day. It depends on the season, how much food came in that morning, and what people are buying. So I do not think of the market as a place that is always cheaper than a supermarket. I look at what is here today, and then I decide. That is how many people shop here. We look first, then decide what to cook. The market can look old. There are wet floors, plastic baskets, handwritten price signs, and vegetables with dirt still on them. But paying is fast. Many stalls have a QR code right in front of them. People take out their phones, scan it, and leave. I like this small contrast. The market itself has been here for a long time, but phone payment fits into it very easily. The sellers do not need a big checkout system, and customers do not need to carry cash. Online shopping did not make this market disappear. It just serves a different kind of need. Online shopping is good when you know exactly what you want. The market is better when you want to see the food first, buy a small amount, and decide dinner along the way. Some of the vegetables here come from small farms near this area. Some people pick vegetables early in the morning, bring them here, and sell them themselves. There are fewer layers between the farm and the customer, less packaging, fewer middlemen. That is one reason some vegetables can cost less here than in a supermarket. They do not always look perfect. The sizes are different. There may still be dirt on the leaves, but for many people, food that is close by, fresh-looking, and affordable is enough. At the same time, I do not want to pretend that everything is automatically safer because it comes from a small farm. I cannot tell from looking at a vegetable whether it has been tested for pesticide residue. I definitely cannot tell whether it is over any limit. That is not something a camera can prove. There are people in the market who manage the stalls and keep order, but that does not turn this place into a clean supermarket. There is often water and vegetable waste on the ground. Meat, live poultry, cooked food, and a lot of people can be very close together. This is part of the truth too. The market is useful and cheap. It also has things that make people hesitate. By 7 or 8 in the morning, the market is already getting busy. Many of the shoppers are retired older people. They take their time, buy food for the day, and go home to cook for their families. Young people do come too, but many of them go to supermarkets or buy groceries on their phones. The market works better when you have time to walk around, talk to a seller, and choose things slowly. The people selling food here are also often older. Some come from nearby villages. They wake up before sunrise, bring vegetables they grew, chickens or ducks they raised, or other things from home. When the market is over, they still have to go back and take care of the land. For some of them, selling here is not just a small extra job. Their children work in other cities. They still need to look after their land, their home, and their own lives. Some sell food during the day and do other work at night. Medical care and retirement support can be limited, so people may still need to work when they are already quite old. I do not want to give every older seller the same sad story. Their lives are all different. When I get home, the food from all those different stalls finally comes together. The meat, vegetables, and seasonings become dumplings. I cook some green vegetables on the side, and lunch is ready. So why do people still go to these markets when ordering by phone is so easy in China? Because the market is not only selling food. It helps people decide what to cook today. It gives nearby farmers a place to sell what they grow. It gives older people a reason to get out in the morning. And for some sellers, it is still a way to earn money through their own work. It is not perfect. It can be wet, crowded, and messy. There are things that I cannot judge just by looking, but it is close to many people's everyday lives. This is one small part of the China I live in.